We have a little drama around the Rangers, but we'll get through that. A lot of people are thinking that the Islanders are going to make a run to the Stanley Cup, given the fact that the last 2 years they got to the conference finals. You got to remember, the last couple of years it's been a little weird. We're now back to a full 82-game schedule. All the travel is normal. So we'll see how all that goes. The Islanders have a little bit of an older team, and you never know how that works out through an 82-game schedule. And my team is rebuilt. We're supposedly tougher. We're supposedly have scoring at the top of the roster, and we have significant penalty killers now, and we have great prospects, and we got
it gets going tonight. That's what you want.
It's going tonight, and I can't wait. I'm excited for it. And then tomorrow night, it's opening night at MSG.
Yes.
So back-to-back nights, the Rangers are playing. They play the Stars tomorrow night, and they play Tom Wilson and the Capitals tonight. And is there going to be retribution for ragdolling Panarin from last year? Who knows? Just win a goddamn hockey game and don't worry about beating somebody up and all this other crap. That stuff will take care of itself as the season goes on. So I'm excited about it, looking forward to it. So I heard the Kyrie Irving news yesterday, and I saw Sean Marks trying to explain this whole thing. And there was a great article that was written, I forget where I read it. I think it was the Post, and they were talking about when Sean Marks first got here, and it was the Spurs way, the Spurs way, the Spurs way. It's just like anytime, when Joe Judge got to the Giants, it's going to be the Patriots way, the Patriots way, the Patriots way. And then Sean Marks kind of deviated from that Spurs way and went to the NBA way, which means attract as many stars as you possibly can. And those stars, at least one of those stars, has become a royal pain in the ass for different reasons. From last year to the COVID year to everything else, he has been nothing but one big, ginormous headache for the Nets. Now, I want to be straight with you, and I'm going to be
straight with me, damn it,
with our audience.
Yes.
Now, it has come to the attention to many people that have been around Kyrie Irving that the reason that he is doing what he is doing is that he is upset that people are losing their jobs due to vaccine mandates.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
And you know what I say to that? If, in fact, that is true, hallelujah.
Yeah,
I say hallelujah to Kyrie
I don't
Irving
believe it, and I've got reasons why that I feel like are legitimate reasons why I don't believe it.
Okay, but I'm just saying, these are multiple sources that have put this out there.
Sure, and it's the best PR. It's the best PR for him right now. It's genius, but there's a couple of reasons why I don't believe this at all.
Well, I'm just, can I finish that part of it? And then you can,
go ahead.
Refute the absolute hell out of it all you want.
Yeah, trust me, I will.
Now, to him, I'm reading directly from the sources and where this was printed.
Yeah.
To him, this is about the grander fight than the one on the court.
Yeah.
And Irving is challenging a perceived control of society and people's livelihood, according to sources with knowledge of Irving's mindset.
Bullcrap.
Sounds like me.
Yeah, this is not what's going on for a couple of reasons.
Kyrie and lockstep. The only difference is he's going to get paid $18 million, even though he's not going to play basketball.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's going to get paid.
No, he's getting paid.
Anyway.
He's going to get paid. There's no way the NBA PA is not going to allow him or not going to allow the Nets not to pay him. I mean, he essentially can play the road games.
Well, this is the thing that the part of that you didn't read was Kyrie wants to be a voice for the voiceless. Okay, so you had your opportunity to be a voice for the voiceless when you came back, did that Zoom press conference with Media Day, and everybody asked you, what's going on with your vaccination status? It's a personal decision. It's a personal decision. I'm not going to talk about it. So that was your time to be a voice for the voiceless, and you never did it. And also, doing this is gonna curry favor with people. Like, you love it. You absolutely love it. You're not the only one that's gonna love that stance. It's a great PR move. But here's the other thing. He hasn't. The vaccine's been out since when? I have a friend who got the vaccine in January. I got it in March. It's been around for months and months and months and months and months. The mandate has been around for what? 3 weeks? A month?
Yeah,
what was the reason why he didn't get it in the other 9 months?
Well, they were warning about the mandate.
Oh, okay. So they were warning about it. That's what it was.
And then all of a sudden the mandate
other report that we heard is that he was the complete conspiracy theorist part. It's nonsense. If he wants to come out there and say it and actually be there at the press conference and talk about how this is why I'm doing it. He had that opportunity
then he should
a week ago, and he never did it.
He should be out there protesting with the people that have lost their jobs.
Then go and do that.
Right.
But a voice for the voiceless, you could never find him. What are you talking about? Does he even have a voice?
I'm just telling you what multiple sources with knowledge of Kyrie Irving are saying. I'm not saying this. I'm saying this is what he's saying or his sources are saying.
I don't believe it.
Now, here's the deal. It is a decision that he believes he is capable to make given his, you ready for this?
Lay it on me.
Current life dynamics.
Current life dynamics.
There you have it.
It's his current life dynamics.
Yes, there
he's
you go.
allowed to do this.
So you could poo-poo all this. He's a voice for the voiceless.
Oh, stop it. You don't believe that. You don't believe that. I mean, and honestly, I would believe him if in that press conference he said it. So why didn't he say it then? I mean, someone around him probably was like, listen, this is the only way that you're going to get any sort of good PR out of this is if you end up saying that you're doing it for all the people that were losing their jobs. Because that was the first thing that you brought up that day.
I did.
You were like, hey, Kyrie Irving's going to really sit here and play without the vaccine when there's people out there that are losing their jobs over the mandate? How bad is that going to look for everybody involved? So that someone with a brain got around him and said, this is the only way that you're going to look good is if you go with this tactic. But there wasn't a mandate for I don't know how long, and he still didn't get the vaccine. So what was the excuse then?
The amazing thing is think about all the healthcare workers that we were saluting through 2019 and 2020.
Yeah, I know. All
right, think about that for a second.
Of course.
Now, I'm sure a number of those healthcare workers probably came down with the COVID-19 virus. And they probably feel that they have antibodies and that they don't need to take.
Well, they don't feel that they do. They do.
Well, they feel that they don't need to take a vaccine since they had the virus. And you could argue it from one side or the other. Now, these people are people that put themselves out there, were in the line of duty.
Yeah.
And we were all just absolutely smitten with them and
I think most of us still are.
I know we are. No, we all are. But there are a number of those people that don't want to be vaccinated that are losing their jobs. And I'm saying that when you compare that to what Kyrie Irving's doing and the way that the NBA or the Nets were trying to get around this to let him practice at their practice facility, and they're going to end up having to pay him for the games, that they told him that he can't play because they need him to be all in. I mean, just it's a bad look. It's just that he supposedly is going to make $18 million this year without playing, because the team is telling him he can't play on the road. In other words, the team is saying either you're taking the shot and you're all in, or you're not playing for us. Which I also applaud Sean Marks for saying
finally putting a foot down.
Yeah, the reason he put a foot down is because Joe Tsai, the owner of the Nets, is requiring all of his employees at the Liberty, at the Barclays Center, the people who work for him in his offices, he's requiring all of them to get their vaccines. And the reason he's doing that because he says, Joe Tsai says, it's for the greater good. And he's very strong within the support for vaccinations.
Yeah. Well, here's another part of this that drives me crazy. And I'll use you as an example, again, in a good way.
Oh, thank you.
The fact that you don't have to get the vaccine to stand with the people that are losing their jobs in the healthcare industry or teachers or whatever is a farce, because you got the vaccine.
I did.
You're pro-vaccine, but you're also standing with the people and use that microphone in front of you to do that.
100%. Thanks.
So Kyrie Irving doesn't have to not get the vaccine to fight that fight. If he wants to, he could still get the vaccine, and then he can also stand with the people that don't want to get it. So I don't understand why one has to do with the other. I mean, you were the perfect example of why it does not.
Right.
So, I mean, this to me is the only way that he could curry favor, and people got suckered in yesterday. Oh, Kyrie this, Kyrie that. Look, he's standing up for people. I don't believe it.
Right.
I don't believe it.
And by the way, who was the first one who told you that a vaccine would be coming and would be imminent before the year was out?
I believe it was you. Yes,
that's exactly right. So, but here's the thing. This is all a pile of crap. We know that.
Okay, good.
I also know that Sean Marks was told by his owner, look, this is the way it's going. And by the way, NBA owners are sick of this crap. NBA owners are sick of the entitlement, the privilege, and everything else that the NBA players think that they deserve because they're partners with the NBA owners. And I think this is the first foray into somebody finally putting their foot down and saying, enough of the nonsense. We gave you a max contract. We expect you to be here. You have to be here under these rules. And if you are not going to be here under those rules, then you are not going to be a part of this team. Now, you and I have been arguing that from the beginning, too, that either you're with the team or you're not with the team. And unfortunately, it all has to revolve around de Blasio's freaking mandate of this city. All right? So, this is where, you have to open your eyes and you have to understand exactly what's going on here. And he's prime example number one. There are people like me that believe wholeheartedly in the vaccine, the world of cystic fibrosis, the whole thing. I've been doing this for 27 years. But I also believe that you should have the right to make a decision about your own body and decide what you want to put into your own body. So good for him if he doesn't want to take it, but then you have to suffer the consequences because of what some politician is doing and what and what city council has done and supported.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you play for the Brooklyn Nets. Now, if you want to play, and here's the other thing, the NBA is not mandating players get vaccinated. They are saying, however, if you're unvaccinated, you'll have to go through a series of testing and everything else.
Yeah, like the NFL.
Right, like the NFL, and so you can play. So that's the point. So it's the only reason he's not playing is because Brooklyn is in New York City, and Brooklyn has been put in a impossible spot because of the local mandates. He's not playing because the NBA is saying you have to get vaccinated. He's not playing because there is a federal mandate on vaccinations, although that's probably coming too. But I will say that he's not playing because the Nets have said we can't have a part-time player being a part of this team. It's not fair to the other players who have had to sacrifice, and maybe a number of those players did not want to get the vaccine, but they got the vaccine so they could play here in New York.
And just to clear up because I was confused on this, how he gets paid or when he gets paid. Kyrie Irving, if he continues to be told by the Nets that you can't be a part-time player, would still get paid for the road games.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Not the home games and not the Knicks games, but he would still get paid for the road games.
It's about $18 million.
Yeah, yes. I was confused about that.
Right,
yes.
So the NBA PA is not going to allow a team to tell a player he can't play. But although this obviously has never happened before.
No, of course not.
And because of the pandemic over the last 2 years, we're dealing with all these new rules, regulations, mandates, whatever you want to call them. And every player has got to make a decision as to whether or not they want to deal with it.
Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the red bell so you're notified when we have new content.